Hello, my name is Dwayne Kimball, owner and founder of KMD 89 VA Claims Consultant, Leave No Vet Behind, and also I'm a United States Army veteran. Today I'm bringing you another educational video as it pertains to the VA disability compensation claims process. But before I get into today's video, I want you to go ahead and hit that like, subscribe, and notification button, and don't forget to share this video with other veterans. Also, I would like everyone to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and our Facebook business page and our Facebook veterans group. Okay, you can find all that information down below in the description section. And also, I wanted to remind everyone that we are having a live in-person event, our educational seminar. It's going to be held on August 21st, 2021 here in Tampa, Florida. It's going to be live. It's going to be a 3-hour event, and we're going to leave an hour for Q&A, okay? It's going to be an in-person event, and that also can be found on our website. The seating is limited, okay? Seating is limited, so make sure you get signed up. Also, this is a free event, okay? So all you have to do is sign up, and I'm going to be giving a prize away. We're going to have a raffle, and I'm going to be giving a prize away. So you definitely want to show up if you've been confused on the VA claims process, frustrated, show up, and we can educate you on the process, okay? So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into today's video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about VA claims that you can claim if you were awarded one of these from doing this. Okay, so what does that mean? If you award the parachute badge, these are some claims that you can file from being awarded the parachute badge, okay? I did a video last year that I'm going to link to the end of this video. I talked about, there was a certain number of conditions that I talked about with my top 5, I believe, that were the easiest claims to win, okay? Now, I'm not saying this is a guarantee or anything like that, but some of the easiest ones. But you have to be educated, okay? So that's what we're going to do here today in this video. We're going to educate you on that, all right? So everyone knows I love slides. I went in the M21 reference and I found some valuable information. So again, if you received one of these from doing this, then these are claims that you could file and possibly obtain service connection, okay? So I only have one slide. I'm going to go through it, and remember, in most slides, if there are a lot of information, I don't copy or show the entire slide, but I have the number of this, the M21 reference itself and the name of it. So you can go out and you can do your due diligence and do more research on this. But this is one slide that I want to share that had information about being awarded the parachute badge, okay? So here in the following slide, you can see it is called definition credibility, okay? Credibility is a blanket term for the fact finding of whether evidence is believable or not believable. And at the top, I highlighted in red. I'm not going to read it. I'm going to leave it up so you can read it, okay? So it's the first couple of bullet comments, and it's talking about the VA decision makers. Those are the RVSRs or raters, okay? So you want to understand that. But what I want to bring your attention to is down here at the bottom, it gives some examples. I like these M21 manual references that gives examples, okay? So there's a couple of examples, but we're going to go with the one that's in red, okay? Now, it states, veteran submits a statement along with his claim indicating he injured his low back during multiple parachute jumps in the Army from 1980 through 1983. Personnel records reveal veteran's occupation during service was clerk. There was no records indicating that the veteran was involved in parachute operations. The veteran's statement, when viewed with other evidence, is not believable. Therefore, the statement is not credible. Okay, now let's go back up to the first example. Okay, veteran submits a statement as part of his claim that he injured his low back in the Air Force while loading cargo into a C-130 aircraft during an exercise in July 2020. Personnel records reveal the veteran served in the Air Force as a loadmaster and participated in a military exercise in the Philippines in July 2020. The veteran's statement, when viewed along with the evidence of record, appears believable. Therefore, the statement is credible. So you have one statement that is credible, one is not. Okay, after all my slides, I always say, let's dissect. Now, let's go back to the statement that was highlighted, that I highlighted in red about the clerk, okay? And the clerk didn't have any evidence showing any parachute jumps. Now, for all of you that are Army veterans, okay, you know if there's a clerk that's assigned to pack in an infantry, okay, in an infantry unit that's airborne, let's say at Fort Bragg, North Carolina, they're in the 82nd, they're airborne. That clerk, more than likely, is going to be jump qualified, meaning that they went to jump school and they were awarded the parachute badge. Now, in the statement that I showed from M21 says it wasn't credible because there was no evidence of jumps. Where can you find evidence that you attended jump school? One, on the DD-214, which will show the badge, one of the badges that you received is a parachute badge. And also on your 201 file, it should have in there the dates and locations where you went to jump school. Okay, so those are two ways that you can verify that you went to jump school unless you have some other type of award. And if you did over certain jumps, if you're a master parachute or you had the master parachute badge or whatever, okay? So those are ways that you can confirm it. So whether you're a clerk, you're a mechanic or whatever, if you're assigned in those units and you have a parachute badge, okay? Those are the ways that you can confirm it. Now let's go a step further. Now, we all know if you're claiming something on, this would be a claim on the direct service connection. So you're talking about an injury or a diagnosis, or let's just say an injury while on active duty. That's the one component. You have to have a current diagnosis, and you have to have a nexus, which if you file a claim, you go to a CMP exam, then that's when you would get that nexus, unless you had your own DBQ and nexus statement, okay? But let's just say, all intents and purposes, you have to go to, you don't have a doctor that'll do the DBQ and nexus statement, and you want to go to, or you have to go to the VA exam, okay? So you filed a claim, let's just say for a back condition. You're a clerk, and you filed a claim for a back condition. You're stationed at Fort Bragg, you're in 82nd, you have a parachute badge, it's on your DD-214, okay? And it's in your 201 file. Another reason to have a copy of what? Your VA claims folder, okay? You can find that information in the description section of this video. So let's just say, again, your clerk, you have a parachute badge, it's confirmed, okay? You hurt your back on a jump, but you weren't seen in service. So basically what this M21 is saying, you're asking the VA to concede that this particular condition happened due to the fact that you had received or you were awarded the parachute badge, okay? So you're asking the VA to concede that this happened. Now, it's not in your medical records from service, but you're asking them to concede. And that goes for ankles, knees, hips, back, neck, shoulder, elbows, wrists, or whatever you incur from those jumps, okay? Because we all know that you may have had one supervisor or section chief, platoon sergeant, or first sergeant that always told you to suck it up, don't go to sick call. or refuse you the ability to go to sick call and telling you you're in the Army, suck it up. I had that happen to me. Now you're out, and there's no documentation, but you maybe tweak your back or tweak your ankle, and you don't want to lose your jump status, okay? So what did you do? You sucked it up, okay? Now you're paying for it, all right? We've all had those individuals. I had them. I can remember my first CMP exam. I go and I'm talking to the PA, and on his smock he had airborne wings, a Ranger tab, and all this other stuff, right? And I'm telling him about how some units, if you're enlisted, that some E7s, first sergeants or whomever, they refuse you the ability to go sick call and just telling you suck it up. And he was like, oh, that doesn't happen. And I'm like, well, you were an officer. So a first sergeant or a platoon sergeant, they're not going to come up to you and tell you not to go to sick call and to suck it up. But it actually happened in the enlisted ranks. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of veterans out there across all branches that can agree with that, okay? So when I was in the Army, once I made E5 sergeant, E6 staff sergeant, my soldier went to sick call, I didn't say suck it up, okay? You go to sick call. I even had to pull guard duty because one of my soldiers had guard duty, but he needed to go sick call. So I went out, grabbed my weapon, and I went out to guard duty for an hour, pulled his shift so he could go to sick call. Okay, some NCOs don't do that. He tell you to suck it up, which I think is, in my personal opinion, the wrong thing, okay? Now, the second part of that is when you go to that exam, like I said, I was going back and forth with this particular officer that didn't believe that that was a physician assistant. He was an examiner at the VA that didn't believe that this happened, okay? And I was trying to tell him it does happen. So you might have an examiner that thinks that way. But think about the examiners that are not veterans. And they only think that, it has to be, if it's not in your service treatment records from active duty, that it didn't happen. So how do you, as the veteran, reasonably articulate your symptomology? Let's just use the back, for example. How do you reasonably articulate that symptomology to that examiner whom isn't a veteran that this happened from you being awarded the parachute badge? You have to explain that, whether you jumped out, you leapfrog, or whatever the case may be. And what are one of the things you might want to tell them? Hey, look, I sucked it up. I didn't go on sick call. And then you have to wait on that response. But again, you as a veteran, everybody's claim is different. You as a veteran have to reasonably articulate that symptomology to that examiner, okay, to possibly get service connected for whatever condition you're claiming due to you being awarded the parachute badge. Now, I had a conversation earlier with another veteran. He says, well, I was in air assault. Well, I went through the M21 and there was nothing in M21 about air assault. But could some of the same conditions, joints or back, including the back, the hips, whatever, happen if you went to air assault school? Yes. Okay, so again, where can you find that information if you attend air assault school? DD 214, 201 file. Again, another reason why you want to get that copy of your CMP exam. Copy of your VA claims folder, because that 201 file should, not saying that it is, but it should be in there. It's in mine, okay? Also, I had a copy of it. I made a copy of it before I left service, and a lot of my information was in there as well. But again, you could ask the VA to concede it. And according to that M21, it talks about credibility, okay? So that's something that you want to think about. That's just the first part. The second part, how do you reasonably articulate that when you get to that exam? So I just wanted to share that. I'm gonna link the previous video that I did last year about, I think it's the top five claims, easiest claim I felt that you could get service connected for. Not saying that it's a guarantee or it's automatic, but I feel that those were the top 5. And one of those was being awarded the parachute badge. And again, now in the M21, it talks about the parachute badge, but can you also ask them to concede it due to you being awarded the aerosol badge? Yes. Okay, but then again, like I said, you have to reasonably articulate that to the examiner when you get to that CMP exam. Okay, so with that being said, please like, subscribe, hit that notification button, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook business page, and in our Facebook veterans group. And don't forget to go to our website. And if you're in the Tampa area, August 21st from 9 a.m. to noon, we're going to leave about an hour for questions or Q&A. And we're giving away a free prize. We're going to have a raffle. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you go to our website and you can sign up for the event, and it's free. If you're unable to make it and you have organizations in your area that want to sponsor this particular event, please contact us and we can get that set up for you. So if I don't see you in one of my monthly educational trainings or event on the 21st, I'll see you in my next educational video. Thank you.